Hello, I'm PX and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the Sometimes Woody series on my channel where I show you seeds for Minecraft which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And today I have a really interesting seed which came from my no damage run in Minecraft. So I beat Minecraft without taking damage. It was a really fun and challenging run, but as part of that I loaded up a bunch of seeds and had a bunch of failures, and one of the failures was so interesting to people because it was such an amazing seed. So the seed isn't amazing because of the fact that you spawn in a swamp. In fact, it looks like the worst seed ever because it's literally the worst biome in so many people's opinion, but if you literally do a 180-degree turn, you walk about 10 blocks the other way from spawn, you'll find the most amazing thing, because it's not just the world's most interesting biome, as far as most people are concerned, but it's the world's rarest variant of that interesting biome, as well as the interesting structure only found in this biome, as well as an interesting fuck structure that shouldn't be found in this biome, all combined together in just an amazing combination of rare luck seed stuff that is really only possible in Minecraft Bedrock, and today I wanted to talk about and show it all off to you. So if you do like Seed Sunday, like this video, let me know, but let's dive straight into it by mentioning why this is amazing. So again, I want to clarify, this is where you spawn right here. It literally is a point where you can go into a lot of different places. It's a forest biome next to a swamp biome, next to the tiniest desert, but if you cross the desert, you know, all 7 blocks of it as you can see, then you'll end up in a mesa biome, and if you just walk 100 blocks in this mesa biome, you'll find the most amazing part of it because it is an above ground abandoned mineshaft. So these are super rare, to find on most versions because mesa biomes are already quite rare, and within those mesa biomes, it's kind of hard to find these. However, there's not just one of these, there's actually multiple of these found around the mesa biome. But for now, let's just point out why this one is so fascinating, because it's one that spawned at the surface, but just entirely destroyed the mesa. So, because of the weird combination of these two biomes, you can see how, like, oh, yeah, lots of this is visible, and that's somewhat normal, seeing it's meant to look like this, with just the pathways going out, but you can also see literally exposed chests filled with loot. You can literally, just over here, for instance, where you're going to find stuff like an enchanted book, which could have any enchantment. You can reload the seed till you find one you like, for instance, as well as rail, melon seeds, food, etc. You can also see, amazingly enough, exposed cave spider spawners. So these are a real risk at nighttime, but in the daytime it's just a lot of free XP, or just a really weird thing you can leave out there. It's not just one of these, by the way, but there's multiple things of both of these instances. So another cave spider spawner, another mineshaft chest. It's amazing just how many of these are, and it's amazing how much great loot you can find. On my first run through this seed, I got an enchanted golden apple, but because the loot is randomized each time, you might find regular golden apples, you might find coal, for instance, if that's the thing you like. You might even find stuff like diamonds. You might find, and in this case, redstone as well. Redstone's just as good as diamonds, right? But you find redstone, you find diamonds, you find iron, you find name tags. All the rare stuff is literally just there for you to take with no risk whatsoever because it's daytime and the mineshaft is exposed. But it's not just amazing for that because, next to this abandoned mineshaft, there's also it's called the Mesa Bryce biome. So this is based on the Bryce Canyon. It's in Utah, let's just say Western America for now. It's a super rare variant of the Mesa biome. On consoles, it's somewhat rare. On Java, it's pretty rare. On Bedrock, they're very hard to run across. You probably haven't seen one of these in your Bedrock life, let's say for simple. And yeah, across this, super rare biome is that above ground abandoned mineshaft. So honestly, this looks messy more than useful, but the fact that these two rare things combined is just a wild thing to see. Look at this. It doesn't even make any sense. This is not what the Bryce Canyon looks like in real life, but it's still a fun, way to look at that. And yeah, you can explore this whole thing, which goes into the rare biome in the game. And then it's even better than that because having all of this stuff and all of these cave spiders, this one's literally blocking water, weirdly enough, is kind of cool by itself. It's one of the great things about Bedrock that so many weird things can interlap. But even weirder than that is the way Bedrock handles certain biomes. So between the mesa and the forest, there is meant to be a desert, except for some reason this desert is literally 20 blocks wide at its widest and about 4 to 5 at its smallest. So there is a desert biome which is literally this thin and this long. This is not how biomes are meant to be, but it's happened here regardless, and it's super strange along most of the length. But the crazy thing about this is even though it's 10 blocks thick, which is a lot thinner than a desert temple has spawned here nonetheless, which means a mesa biome, which is not meant to have a desert temple, has one regardless. How crazy is that? But then also it's in the forest, so it's a forest / desert / mesa biome temple. How many desert temples do you know that go across 3 biomes? Probably not very many, right? But this one has broken all the odds regardless. So 4 more sets of free chests, which are amazing. And again, that's not the end of what makes this seed great, because it is a almost endless mesa. Like, it just goes on and on and on. I guess in Minecraft terms, almost endless is never almost endless, but a very long mesa biome. And because of that, you find another Mesa Mineshaft. Again, these things that are pretty rare to find. Most Mesa biomes don't have them, and they're really cool when you do find them, because lots of free loot, lots of access to gold, etc. But this one spawned across a river in between it, so basically a ravine, but a water ravine. And across this, you can see there is a huge above ground one of these. And although it doesn't cross the river, because again, it's a different biome, there's lots of weird rules in that. You can see how like, oh, there's just another Mesa Mineshaft thing here. Isn't that amazing? By the way, it's made from a different type of wood, if you haven't spotted already, so you can get dark oak, even though we're nowhere near a roof forest. That's a wonderful extra benefit, and just, yeah, it's the strangest, weirdest, wildest thing that is a great opportunity on every level, because you can leave this and just be like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing in my Minecraft world. You can go off the other way and kind of ignore that if you want to, or you can settle down on the amazingly flat plane up here and get a good view of the Minecraft world. Again, it's not too high up at only 88 blocks, but still, look how flat this is. People, search so long for flatland seeds. This is a flatland in what most people would argue is the most interesting biome in Minecraft, with a desert temple at spawn, with 2 Mesa Mineshafts, and then it gets even better than that, because these above ground Mineshafts, again, Bedrock has a few less constraints on it than other platforms do, which means you'll find some slightly strange things when you look around, such as, for instance, this above ground Mesa Mineshaft. It goes into the red parts of the ground, but it also crosses over into the forest. So, have you ever seen a forest mineshaft? I've seen this a couple of times on the console editions, and it's been a really long time since I've seen anything this extensive. It's not just one piece of rail crossing the forest. Again, what sense does this even make? No sense is the answer to my question, but crazier than that even, I would argue, is the fact that it just goes across here so long, so wide, in so many weird places. It even crosses into caves in some places, which means that, yeah, you have this endless amount of above ground Mesa Mineshaft, which extends into biomes it really shouldn't have extended into, which makes for just a weird overlap of seeds, and that's why this is an amazing luck seed. I was just searching random seeds in Minecraft for that video, because again, if you don't know, the challenges I do on this channel, I've done 4 of them so far. No mining, no crafting, no damage, no jumping. The reason, these challenges are so hard is because I always pick a random seed, because a predetermined seed gives you big advantages. I don't want those advantages, we'll do it without them, and because of that, it's kind of fun to see the random seed thing, but just by pure chance, I got one of the best random seeds that the game could have found. So, even better than this, you might be able to argue, is the fact that when you go north of this a little bit, you'll start, again, there's so much gold to be found, there's so much fun stuff to be done here, but the amazing thing about this is the fact that when you go north, you can see that this really thin desert does keep on going north with you, which, again, kind of a weird, wild thing by itself, but even better than that is it crosses a ravine just over here. So there's a part of a ravine here. Again, it's a ravine across 3 biomes as well, but because this ravine is a bedrock ravine, where there is no limit to the height they can be, this will literally take you from 64, 65 blocks. You can jump in really, really easily and get yourself down to literally diamond mining lair. Without a single pickaxe broken, you can now start branch mining diamonds, or, because it is in a mesa biome, or at least mostly in a mesa biome, you can also use this as an opportunity to explore more caves, which means, again, because, and if you don't know, in a mesa biome below the ground, it's a bedrock exclusive to find more gold, and by more gold, I mean significantly more. In fact, you can probably expect to see a live stream from me soon, just like going to a mesa biome, just to take advantage of the amount of gold, because look at this one ravine. Gold, gold, gold. It's literally as common as iron, perhaps more common than iron, and it's crazy wild to see, because gold is usually a really rare and hard to find resource, but not in these biomes, and when you have a biome this big, you have a lot of gold. So much gold, in fact, I don't know what you'd even want to do with it. So yeah, my point with this whole thing is that this is a really rare coincidence of a lot of biomes, and the point with Seed Sunday is to show off all these different things. A lot of people sometimes say like, so, Toycat, the problem with Seed Sunday is it's long. You could just show off the one exciting thing, but I think the great thing about Seed Sunday is we can show off all these different things. So yeah, before we go, I do want to show off at least one more thing, because again, although this is again, there's so many wonderful things about this Mesa biome, the thing I thought was kind of cool is that once you go to the south of the Mesa biome, about 800 blocks south, for anyone who's keeping track by the way, you find this part of the mesa where it slowly fades out, and in my opinion, one of the most adorable parts of the Mesa biome. It's like a peak, but it's literally 2 blocks. 1 block of white hardened clay and 1 of brown. I assume it's brown. Yeah, brown terracotta and white terracotta. But if you cross this extreme hills, which is here, which again, a nice biome, always a fun one to find. It's not amazingly rare. You can find these on most seeds, but in case you need a seed for it that's 1,000 blocks away from spawn, I guess this covers you too. There is, as you can see right here, it's a Minecraft village. So just at the very edge of that, there is a village, and between 2 of these different ones, you can see how like, oh yeah, and then there's another mesa biome, entirely separate. You can see it's separated by an ocean and everything else, where it just keeps on going further. And funnily enough, next to this new mesa biome, there is a new bit of desert. You can tell it's desert because there are cacti in there. And this side desert keeps on going next to it as well. This is a weird break of Minecraft's generation. I would argue not intentional. Again, it's fun to see broken seeds like this, but it's weird to see it too. And then in this part of the mesa biome, you can find another mesa bryce biome. I thought this was another kind of cool thing that, like, if you want to see a mesa bryce biome which isn't interrupted, then you can find one right here. This one's a pretty big one as far as mesa bryce goes. Again, compared to my other one, compared to most of the ones you'll find, this is a huge one, which is kind of a nice thing. And then also, you might have spotted it earlier, but there's also another mesa mineshaft on the surface. So another mesa mineshaft, which also breaks through another biome, in this case, a savanna biome, next to another mesa bryce biome, next to, as I'm sure you'll spot, more and more ravines. It's just amazing, the potential here. If you like mineshafts, if you like rare mineshafts, the mesa type with the dark oak wood, if you like mesa biomes in the slightest, this might be the best mesa seed I've shown off in quite some time, because of just how big it is. It's big enough for multiple people, you and your friends, and your friends' friends, and your friends' friends' enemies, and your friends' friends' enemies' dog, can all play together and all have a good time. So before we go, I do actually have a little bit of a correction to last week's Seed Sunday, or, I mean, the last Seed Sunday I did, I should clarify. Again, this isn't an every week series. It's a when there's good seeds and when I'm not doing a other series. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about like this last week's seed, because it was the 1 in 400,000 chance of finding a fossil over an end portal. Except I have a correction to make, because I did some back the envelope maths to help the guy out who found it. Like, how rare is that? 1 in 400,000 was actually wrong. Those were not the odds at all. In fact, it was at least 1 in 4 million, because I didn't correctly account for the fact that you can only find fossils in taiga biomes, deserts, and a couple of other biomes. Which means that, again, the odds of that happening are way rarer because it has to be in one of those specific biomes. And there's also a few other things we haven't properly accounted for. So at some point in the future, I think we'll have to come back to that seed and work out the actual odds. Because 1 in 400,000 is not correct. It's 1 in untold, hundreds of thousands, untold, I guess, millions, probably tens of millions. And again, we'll have to work that out sometime once we know a bit more about fossils. Because honestly, in the Bedrock version, I don't think I found a fossil in actual survival Minecraft in a very long time. Maybe I should go looking for one. Maybe that'd be a fun project for the future. But yeah, my next big project that will come from the inspiration of this is just going mining for gold, because every time I show off any mesa biome in a seed, I'm like, my god, finding gold is just so easy. Literally, go into any cave in this biome, so like, oh, there's a cave over here. Actually, it's a mineshaft thing. Go into the cave just a little bit, turn on your night vision so you can actually see what's going on here, and suddenly, oh, this one goes back into the mesa. But if we find a cave that's actually made of stone, because stone is where you can actually find ores, you'll see how just going into any cave, you'll find a gold ore, or you'll find 2 gold ores, or maybe you'll find a 3rd gold ore. The fact that there's so much of it means that, honestly, it's easier to find gold than it is to find iron in other biomes, and because of that, I would say, yeah, it's worth making a bunch of gold so I can make some gold beacons, because right now I have a shortage of iron, I have a shortage of all these other things, so I'm going to make a bunch of gold, I'm going to replace some of my iron with gold, and I'm going to use that iron to get myself, some of the redstone contraptions that I need. So, yeah, in case you're curious about my survival world update, because I know all of you watch Seed Sunday and watch other stuff, if this is your first video, then if you don't know, I have a big Let's Play world that I stream sometimes, use for videos sometimes, etc, etc. It's the one I've been playing for 6 years, and if you want to see that, then there'll be a stream of me mining gold for a long time, fairly soon on this channel, and I look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, thank you very much for watching today's video. Like it if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, subscribe with those notifications turned on if you want to see more videos like this one every single day on your homepage. And thank you very much for watching. I guess let me know if you want to see the rework on the maths, so that's the rare chance video, maybe after another update, daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.